Okay, so we're back working on this V8 conversion again. This afternoon we got under there and replaced the fuel filter, fuel line to the hard line that goes to the front of the car. It's the flexible line. The fuel line that goes to the fuel pump, and the one that comes from the tank to the inlet of the fuel pump. And replace the hose clamp that holds the fuel filter on. So it's all in there. It's a bit of a bugger to replace this stuff, but it is necessary once in a while. So that's it. Now we should be good for fuel pressure up to the front of the car. So what we're working on right now is the driver's side fuel rail and associated wiring. This was the oil pressure sending unit connector that came on the Atomic LS, and this is the connector that goes with my oil pressure sending unit on my LS. So it's a little tricky to figure out. But basically, one wire that was easy was black goes to black. That's ground. Orange goes to gray. That I believe is 5 volts. And white goes to brown with white stripe, which is the signal. So that should work good now. The alternator connector is a little trickier. So there it is. 1, 2, 3 is where they had it for a 4-pin alternator. Mine's a 2-pin, so I'm not sure what was what, but from my interweb research, I went with the brown with white wire. So hopefully that works. Got a 50-50 shot of it being right. And if it's wrong, I don't think it's the end of the world. We just switch wires. So that's that. Now we can get this fuel rail on. Last night we got the intake manifold torqued down, so that's on there. Got the passenger side fuel rail mounted on it. Got the fuel lines adapted from the factory Porsche connections to AN fittings. So yeah, we're moving right along here. The only real tricky thing we got left before we can test fire it is what to do with this oil filter mount. I tried fitting it in there. It doesn't really fit in there. No matter what you do, it's either going to be impossible to change the filter, or it's going to be in the way of the headlight stop. So we'll probably mount it down underneath here somewhere. I didn't really want to do that, because then you got to take the whole bottom plate off of the car to get to it when you want to change the oil. But oh well. It's got to go on there somewhere. So yeah, that's it for now. Okay, so we got the fuel rails on here and the fuel lines connected and everything. So the fuel system is all connected right now. I'm not liking a couple things about it, so might have to change some stuff, but basically all the sensors are all plugged in. The grounds are hooked up to the back of this head. This is also getting kind of messy back here with the wiring and stuff, so I'm debating I might actually take the power module out of there and mount it inside the car under here. It might be a better option. And I stuck a coil pack side on here just to see how it fit. It's a little tight in spots, but it'll work. The only thing I really don't like is this fuel line crossover that we came up with to get around the fact that this is now a throttle by cable system, and the fuel crossover doesn't fit over here. So we may have to make this longer and have it come around a little more gradual of a bend. And yeah, so we're not that far from getting to a first start. I gotta remember to buy some oil. I've got like maybe 4 quarts. And this thing takes at least 6, so yeah. Still gotta put the ignition wires on, but that's no big deal. That's a few minutes. Still have to figure out the number 7 coil is down in there because it doesn't fit in here. So I think the ignition wire to the spark plug will fit, but I don't think the cable that plugs into it from the ignition harness will make it that far. So we'll have to get creative with that, I guess. But yeah, we're rocking right along to our first start with the fuel injection and the engine in the car. Hopefully in the next day or two we will be there. I guess I should buy some gas too.